Hello, guys. Welcome to the Creative Talk with me, Jan. And today we have a special guest, a very wonderful person. I've known this person quite some time in Instagram, and we've exchanged messages. She is just an awesome human being. Plus, I love her. I love her hair. Nice hair color. um, a mindset coach and a digital marketing expert. Let's all welcome Miss Marta Kubackka. Hey, Marta.
Ye- Hi, Jen. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Well, after that really nice and welcoming introduction, I feel super fluffy.
I love that. I love that. Whenever you say that in your Instagram stories, in your post, fluffy. It's like you're branding. I love that. What's the story behind that? Before we dig into our topic.
Well, listen, I love fluffy things. You see, I have a fluffy cushion, I have fluffy hair, and everything that is fluffy just makes me happy. And I realized that you should surround yourself with things that make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you feel like a grumpy troll, you can touch the fluffy things and it changes your mindset from a tensed and angry or unhappy mindset to a fluffy, nice mindset. Yeah, I'm not
Actually, yeah.
talking about drugs,
Yeah, of
but
course, of course, of course.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
understand, and I
So
totally agree. It sounds very simple, but that is something that people needs in this time, in this generation, with everything that is happening all around us. We need something to focus our mind in our lifestyle, something positive, right? And I love that because that open up an avenue for people to, hey, I need to be positive. I need to be more light, like what you've said, fluffy. That's good. I love that.
yeah, you can choose to be on the fluffy side of life or on the tense side of life. So I prefer to be in my um, everyday's life just more relaxed and not like reactive and then regretting what I have said or
Ooh,
told. You know
I
that
love that,
feelings?
Martha. Actually, I was watching your Instagram stories. I think that was yesterday or the day before when you were
Hmm.
walking in the grasslands barefoot.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that. The context of that message. That's a story, right? Instagram story. So you posted
Hmm.
that, and I saw it, and you were walking barefoot with, just enjoying the grass, enjoying the feeling, being free, being positive, and that word again, fluffy.
Yeah, find your fluffiness in the little things every day. You
Mm.
can choose it.
Yes, nice, nice.
Totally agree.
So we guys, you see that we're not yet into the topic, but Martha here is all about having a proper mindset, gleaning toward focusing towards positivity, and that's why she's a very interesting person to talk to regarding the mindset of people. Now, Martha, I'm excited to hear your story. Please share with us, what is your story, the journey before you become a mindset coach. What influenced you, what pushed you to be in that position, and your passion to really help out people. All right.
Yeah, okay. So it began very early that I had to learn to let go because as I was at 8 years old, yeah, I lived in Poland. I grew up there, and my mother fell in love with a Swiss guy. That
Wow.
was my stepfather then, and then we changed the country from Poland to Switzerland.
Okay.
And my whole family, father and everybody were there. So imagine, as an 8-year-old child, you're coming to a new country, learning new friends, new language. It's not that easy. And I realized that I learned a lot of mental strength already there. Yeah.
Wow.
And it was step by step evolving. At the beginning, I was really the outsider kid. Like, I was bullied a lot. I had
You were
the
bullied.
gear. Yeah, hardcore, I tell you.
What? Before you continue, can you give us like a glimpse of how you were bullied?
Well, imagine I had really short hair. I still have glasses. Now I have lenses, but I had these glasses that turn dark when the light is coming.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
had really, you know them,
yeah.
integrate sunglasses.
Right, right.
and and the gear. And my mother was really, she said to me, education is everything, you know.
Mm,
And
mm.
I went to a lot of like schools, and I was the nerd, you know, because I
Oh,
was better than some Swiss people in their stuff.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And that was not my fault, just my mother pushed me and I did everything. And you know, they were like laughing
Right,
about my
right.
how I am looking, how I was dressing, because it was the cheaper way. My mother always sewed by herself jeans and
Wow.
stuff. And yeah, the people saw that the kids can be hard, you know.
Of course, of course, of course. I agree. Yeah, and understand. All right, continue.
And you
And
know,
then,
and then you know, you learn the language, the German language, and then you think, yeah, I can communicate with people. No, 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 Switzerland is crazy. They have the Swiss German,
all
then they
right,
have the
okay.
French part, and they have the Italian part. So one country, four languages.
So you mean to say the language there is it consists of German, Swiss, Italian, and French?
Yes,
What?
yes. Yeah. And it was really hard to communicate with people. So I was very shy, timid.
Mm,
I never
mm.
talked. I was like 180-degree, the opposite of now who I am. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. And you know, then I changed the school, and
Mm,
then I
mm.
said to myself, I'm 13 years old. Do you want to live forever in your shell and be anxious of joining the group, telling some, you know, that feeling when you're in a group, somebody's telling something funny and you have something to add, but you're like, should I say it or should I know? And I never said it. And with 14 years old, I decided to change my look, to
Mm.
get like more, a little bit sexy, confident, and yeah. And it worked. So my outside confidence went into my inside confidence,
Right.
and I started to be a rebel. It was a little bit too
Ooh.
hardcore. My
Right,
mother,
right.
yeah, you know, my mother was really patient, but she always told me, do a safe job, you know, something
Mm,
like a lawyer, a doctor,
mm.
or yeah, because she's a musician, my father is a
Wow.
musician, they're like
Wow.
hippies, you know.
Right,
and
right, right.
and for me it was really hard to accept the fact that she's told me go to the safe way. I love her, but it was her anxiety that I would fail in the music and
Mm,
stuff like that,
mm.
because her life was not that easy. And she doesn't see the possibilities in the digital social media, because I don't blame her. How
Right.
should she? Because a few years ago I didn't even saw that, you know.
Me too. Yeah. It doesn't. It's not that it doesn't exist back then, but it's not like what we have right now.
Exactly,
Mm,
100%, you know. And then I just went to a business school, like administration and stuff,
mm,
and
mm.
I felt mentally really sick. I get into a depression.
Oof.
Really, it was not nice. I drank too much alcohol every evening, a bottle of wine. You know,
Okay.
that's not healthy for your body and your mindset, because you're just like living from day to day, going a downwards scale without limit. You know, it's like a black
Wow.
hole. And
Right. Wow.
yeah, and then I
Mm-hmm.
realized, okay, is it that I want to do? No, no, you know. And after finishing this apprenticeship, this business school, I didn't went to an office. I was like a hostess, service, how do you say, the people that are the girls that are serving, you know.
Right. Right. Right.
um, yeah, so I was that for 1 year, and then
Mm-hmm.
after 1 year my brain shouted at me, do something where you have to think a little bit. Well, I have the biggest respect for everybody that is
Of
doing this
course.
job.
Yes. Of
It's
course.
hard, yeah,
Yes. Yes.
but
Yes.
I'm able to use my brain, so do it. Yeah.
Mm.
And then I told myself, okay, let's do an office job. And I went to a, how do you say, urgency contact center,
Yeah, yeah.
where like people stuck in the elevator call,
Right.
or when you were like your heater is
Yeah,
off on weekend and
yeah.
nobody's there, so you like the urgency
Yeah, like
contact
customer
center.
support.
And
Yeah, contact center. If there's a problem, they contact you.
exactly, but outside the regular working hours. So I worked like
Ah,
from Monday to Sunday, on holidays, in the evening, in the night, and I lost my life. And I really, because your friends work on the other
right.
hours. Yeah. And but I became a supervisor really quickly.
Oof.
It was a nice experience, but my heart was bleeding.
Of
you know
course. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I said no, I have to move on. And then I found a nice job at a company that is creating like construction things, like
Mm,
chiseling machines
mm-hmm.
and everything that is heavy duty,
Right.
and it was a job like customer service, 100% French talking. And I'm not a native French talker, but I'm like, I don't mind. I love building stuff because
Okay,
it's
okay.
like Lego or
Mm.
Tetris for adults. I love that. Yeah. And
I love
I
the
said,
I
well,
love
why?
the I love the visualization and example you used.
The
It shows our
analogy, I
age.
love. Yeah, exactly.
All
I
right.
still
Okay.
buy Legos, like Star
Mm.
Wars Legos.
Yeah.
You know, and then I became the I how do you say I the job they give it to me,
Mm.
but they said you need to level up your French skills. So that was for
Okay.
me awesome. And also they said you need to get to know how the construction sites work. And I'm like, okay, daddy, can you help me? And my musician hippie daddy is like, oh yes, daughter, I can show you everything, because he built his own house. In Poland you
Wow.
do everything by
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
maybe you know that. Yeah, and I learned everything by heart, and it was a nice journey there. Soon I was able to coach new employees,
Ooh.
and I realized that this is the most the fun the best thing that I ever did as a job.
Wow.
Coaching somebody, showing somebody how he can understand something, and also like, okay, he doesn't understand it that way, but
Mm.
you can look at the thing, how you explain it from so many different angles.
Right.
And I love to dive into the other psychology way of
Mm.
thinking, and to show him, you are able to understand it, I believe in you, you
Wow.
are greater than you think. So
Oof.
that was the best thing. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That is such an amazing story. Like, and I can relate. Before I was really into where I am right now, I started a lot of jobs, same like you. Tried different experiences, started from the bottom. That's why I feel when you were saying the story, I can really understand and feel the
Yeah.
the the scenario, the situation. And it's funny because you are, like, listening to your story, you're a totally different person right now back then compared to back then, right?
Mm, yeah.
It's a totally different persona. um what motivates you to coach and to motivate people and to inspire people and to help them?
Well, I overcame so many obstacles, like physical, mental, and physical and material obstacles, like
Mm.
changing the country, changing the language that you're speaking, changing the how do you say, the niche where you're working, like from customer to just like being that, working with your body, or working with your brain, supporting somebody in a different language. And I was always scared as fuck, you know, and but it was really, and it was so empowering when I overcame the fear, because I saw the bigger picture of myself, that I can do it. And when I actually did it, it was so nice. And I know that people that surround me also overcome this, and I talk to them, and I gave them just like 2-3 little points, like give attention to this, and don't focus on the what if it doesn't work, focus on what if it will work. And many times it works.
That's really conditioning of the mind. That's, you're really focusing on mindset, right?
I think this
yes, continue.
It's just so fun, you know, when that's why I want to help people, because I know we all have insecurities, anxieties, and limiting beliefs. You sabotage yourself with your subconscious thoughts and your programs that you created around your world. And I know you can destroy them. You are the ruler of your own reality. So grab it by the head and the hair and pull it and say, no, I choose to be happy.
Wow, that's strong and that's solid. That's really conditioning the mind, training, and having a different perspective. That's, you're focusing heavily in the mindset, right? With that said, let's dive in a bit in the topic. How does mindset affect success? How do you think mindset affects success?
Well, for me personally, mindset is everything. I can tell you from my own experience that when I had a poor mindset and I didn't believe that I can find my place in this weird 9-to-5 matrix, and in this like program you have to do that and that because otherwise you will clean toilets. That's what my mother said, you know. Really. And I think, no, the mindset is like a guideline, a blueprint to a better version for yourself.
Oof.
You don't have to compare yourself with another path or journey who is going. You can be inspired by the people and look how they are doing it, so you can maybe copy paste a little bit the behavior. But you know, it's the red or the blue pill. So do you want to be limited by your mindset, like, okay, I'm gonna try this new business, but I don't know if it will really work out. I don't know, maybe my family won't believe in me, so maybe I just, you know, as I'm saying that, you see my posture is going like that. I feel like a small and no, you should be big, because you are bigger than you're thinking. So believe in yourself. You're like, okay, maybe I'm gonna try this business because I have a big idea, and how I can transport it to the people. I know somebody will get inspired and he needs to hear it. And even if I start with one customer, the one customer is like the snowball that will cause a lot of effects. So believe in your one client. Start with something. You don't have to believe in everything, but set your goals high and believe in the next step, and the magic will happen, really.
Yes, and I agree. I have a follow-up question with that, Marta. What if, like, okay, you are coaching people, and with that perspective, to dream higher, to aim higher, to think big, but what happens when you fail? What can let's say a student of yours or a client of yours followed your advice to dream big, do that, do this, and really aim higher, and then he failed, and he came back to you and said, Martha, I failed. It didn't work. I'm so sad. What would you tell him?
That's an awesome question, because failure is a part of the journey. You shouldn't be focused only on the success, because
Mm.
where the light is also the shadow. And
Ooh.
without the shadow, you can't experience the light. So don't be afraid to fail. The failure is just giving you more opportunities to grow. You know, it's just not that you failed forever. Maybe you failed at executing this one thing in that way, and maybe this execution wasn't meant for you. So let's take 1 or 2 or even 3 steps back, so you can take 10 steps forward. But sometimes it's necessary to go back, breathe, go in
Mm.
the eagle's view,
Ooh.
and don't over drama. So, but look, okay, this is the situation. How
Mm.
would I give advice to a good friend? Because many people, when they talk to themselves, they are like, oh, you were shitty, you failed again, yeah, all the negative stuff, you know.
Right.
But if a friend is coming to you and are saying this, normally you're uplifting, like, no, listen, you're gonna do this, I believe
Mm.
in you. So talk to yourself like you were talking with your best friend, and say to yourself, no, you just failed at this point, but let me try it with another way. You know, you can do it. And it's just the perspective. So don't be afraid of failure. Be happy that you experienced that, because I wouldn't be here talking to you today if I hadn't experienced the failure of being bullied, or drinking too much wine, or yeah, or just, you know, working on my computer. Well, okay, I still work on the computer, but but you know, I work more with people, and not only like weird numbers that I don't feel the outcome, that I
Right.
work for somebody else. And yeah, so the
Wow.
failure is the part of the journey.
Ooh, I love that, Martha. I love the part when you explain about the light and the shadow, and without the shadow, you wouldn't experience, or you wouldn't, focus on the light. And that's nice. And
Mm,
I also like what you've said, that failure is a part of the journey. And
mm,
I totally agree. For me, it's, failure is not a failure if it will only be a failure if you didn't learn from it, right? So when something
yes.
when you start something and then it didn't work out, that's normal, but you need to understand, you need to make an assessment, you need to learn from it, then figure out what happened, what go wrong, what can you adjust, and then you stand up, you push forward, you continue your journey, and then you fail again, you study, you learn, you adapt, and then you get back in the game and you continue your journey. You do the process, like what you said. If it happens once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, you keep coming back until you hit the goal, until you get that success in life.
Yes, I have
Right,
an
right.
example for that. I totally love that,
Mm,
because, you know, 2 years ago, because I love to produce music, and I thought
mm,
maybe I should go and become a music producer.
right.
But I realized I want to produce music without the money pressure.
Mm,
And this is something that I am not skilled. I need to
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
learn that. And the mindset things, I'm doing that since my whole life, you know. So, but nevertheless, I thought, oh, I'm gonna do a YouTube channel, and I recorded a 20 minutes video. It was so bad. I was like, oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no. Without emotions,
Right, right.
I was so fake, and this video was so bad. And I had to put it out there to the world and get negative comments to realize maybe I should watch other people, how they are doing it.
Right, right.
And then I reframed it. And now I'm more confident on camera, but I had to do this negative experience to get better. Yeah.
Of course, of course. And it's a process. You know, it's in the system. Even when we
Mm-hmm.
were a child, when we were a baby learning how to walk, you crawl, then you try to stand up, and then you fall. But what, human nature, automatic, the baby, the child gets back up again and would try to stand again and would try to walk again until the child, the baby, learns how to control his balance and start, first step, second step, walking. And yeah,
Yeah.
and then you figure out, and then you will be surprised that the child who were struggling with the balance is now running, jumping, right? So that's
Maybe we
that's
should be more like babies.
exactly. The problem is that, well, that's a gift and a curse. When 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 we grow up, when we get to the adulthood, when we mature, we learn a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things. We, as human nature, we are hardwired to categorize things, to box things out, to make everything complicated. But we tend to forget that life is simple. you know back
Oh,
then
yeah.
back then everything was simple. I'm not saying that now it's not nice. Of course, we have the leisure, we have the power of
Mm-hmm.
technology that would be,
Mm-hmm.
people would pay to live in this era and for what it is to come. I'm talking to
Yeah.
you, and I'm on the Southeast Asia region, and you're in Europe. So that's good, right? But we tend to forget that life is simple, and with that, we lose track. We get
Mm-hmm.
distracted, and when we lose track, our mind gets affected, and when it gets affected, it clouds our judgment. That's the reason why we can't think straight. We have a different perspective, and when that happens, it affects everything. The way we think, we tend to be more negative, and and
Mm-hmm.
and when that happened, it will affect the business, your life, your emotions. That's why some people, um they're having this thing. When they wake up, they feel that it's not nice, it's not a good day, they just feel sour. But again, like what you've always been saying, it's your decision. You have to renew your mind. It's either the blue pill, that you will glean on the positivity, renew your mind, understand that life is simple and you need to be positive, or take the red pill, be sour, complicate things, stress your life,
Yeah.
and you get old and you get pissed off of a lot of things, and you waste
Yeah.
time in spending moments that you're angry, alone. So it's really about the battlefield of the mind. That's why I really like what you're saying, to have a positive mindset, control your mind, and choose to be positive.
And I loved every word that you said. And I have to add something to
Mm,
the morning mindset,
yeah, yeah.
because I used to be a super grumpy troll in the morning that was like, meh, meh, meh. Everything is bad. I hate you all. Leave me alone. Yeah. For a long time, until I realized I lose the most energy because of myself.
Oof.
And then I said to myself, okay, I'm not confident and happy with my mindset, how I continue to live, because I love to be funny and
Right.
happy and kinky and
Mm.
crazy.
Yeah.
And when I start the day like this, it's harder to change. It
Mm.
takes much more
Mm.
effort during the day to come in the fluffy state of mind. So then I said to myself, okay, let me do affirmations work and everything in the morning. And
Mm.
it didn't work. And I was like, okay, how can I help myself? And I'm a tattoo fan. So I realized I need to put something. Yeah, I've got also a lot of tattoos. Yeah. And I realized I need to tattoo something that reminds me of the good mood that I want to have every morning.
Ah, nice.
And yeah, because why not? And then there is a saying to get up on the wrong side of bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Translated in German, it's like to get up with the left leg
Oh,
out of the
okay.
bed.
Right,
So
right.
I said to myself, no, I'm going to tattoo something on my right leg to always get up on the right leg. So on the right
Ah,
side of back. Yeah. And what makes me instantly happy and in a fluffy mode, I don't know if you know them, the Blues Brothers.
I love the Blues Brothers.
No, really?
Oh, come! I'm a fan of ska music.
Okay. I'm a Blues Brothers junkie. You know, I
Yeah.
watch this film every year,
I
several
remember. I
times.
remember one time I dressed like the Blues Brothers. You know, the black shades, coat and tie, white black tie.
Exactly. And I love the music because I grew up with
Mm.
that. My father watched with me instead like of, I don't know, Sailor Moon and stuff like that. He watched with me Blues Brothers, James Bond, and
Oof, yeah.
MacGyver and Star Wars.
MacGyver, come on, who doesn't know MacGyver? A lot of people don't know MacGyver, but back then,
Even
yeah.
there is a reframe. Yeah. So, you know, I tattooed the portrait of Blues Brothers on my right thigh in a big mode. Yeah. And every time I waked up grumpy, I just put some music of them and dance a
Ah,
little bit. And after 5 minutes, I didn't even know why I was grumpy. And I felt like, oh, I'm not gonna lose the blues. Stop it, human. Be fluffy. Choose to
right.
be happy. And I
Oof,
need to force myself in the beginning because your actual
yeah,
neuronal
yeah.
system wants to go back to that what he's knowing, but with time you repeat that and your new habit becomes your new life.
Right.
So now I wake up and I'm always on the right side of my bed.
I love that story.
Yeah.
It's a very inspiring story and very motivating experience. Your tattoos remind you to always be positive. I like what you've said. Be fluffy and be happy. That's very nice. That's gonna be our
Yeah.
hashtag. Hashtag be fluffy to be happy. I love that. Very good.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good.
love
Yeah.
that.
So Marta, that was really a wonderful story, and it's very exciting and very funny as well. There's a lot of memories. Like you mentioned, Sailor Moon. Those cartoons back then, and MacGyver. Wow. So really, really an awesome story. Now, can you share with us some tips for everyone how they can have a positive mindset for them to achieve success, or tips to condition their mind for them to enjoy a positive lifestyle?
Well, there are so many possibilities. Well, but the ones that work for me is like you begin the day in the morning.
Mm.
So the mindset in the morning is the most important thing. So I encourage you to find your external happiness trigger, like my Blues Brothers tattoo. You don't have to tattoo yourself, okay? It's okay. But find, like, I don't know, maybe you love your plants, or
Mm.
you just go on a walk with your dog the first thing in your pajamas, doesn't
Right,
matter. But
right.
or you, it's a cup of special tea. I don't mind, just find it and be serious in deciding your happiness in the morning, and you will see how it follows through the day. Because often I heard in the office when I went with that mindset like that, like, oh, you're too happy for us, just shut up, you know. I'm like, sorry, I'm fluffing around. So first thing in the morning, find your external happiness trigger. Yeah.
Wow. I
And
love it.
this,
I love it. All right. Yeah.
and this is like the red line which goes through the day, because there are so many situations in life where you can't control. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it happens to you, and then you decide how you react. So it's also the point in this situation, don't go in the attack mode,
Mm.
but go in the eagle's view, as we talked before, and stick to your luckiness trigger, happiness trigger, because then your brain immediately releases endorphins and serotonin. Those are hormones that are responsible for your happy, good mood. And when your brain goes there, then you are more relaxed. And it takes time to practice to get into this, but it's like with everything, you can't do something new like from the first time. Also, sports, cooking food, it doesn't matter what, you need to practice. So if you are really serious of being a better version of yourself for yourself, then stick to your luckiness, happiness trigger and the eagle view. Because I realized as soon as I react also to stressed people and intention, like, what is this? And I'm come like, I see you, I understand your point of view, I can see the solution, maybe we can do it like this or that, and just calm. They always get calm with me, always.
Wow, those are powerful tips, basic tips, but can really change and contribute a lot, right?
Yeah, you can implement it in your life, and it's so fun to see how how the people respond to your energy. It mirrors your energy. So be the person that you would like to meet.
Yeah, exactly. I've watched an experimental video on YouTube about that. If they smile, people will smile back at you most of the time. Not in a weird and creepy way, but if you throw in positivity, most likely people will get affected and they will throw it back to you. If you show kindness, people will show kindness back to you, and the same goes. In the other side of that perspective, if you're grumpy or you're an asshole, so people around you will show the same thing. I haven't seen someone who was like shown kindness to people that are grumpy or just
like, thank you for being so bad to me. No.
So mirror, yeah, you're right. Be the person, have that attitude of a person you want to meet, or you attract that.
And exactly. And when you do this and the other side continues to be like not the nice energy, then it's never your fault. It's always their own business that they are carrying with them. I don't know, they had a fight with a wife, they didn't get a new job, they didn't get a new apartment. You never know what their story is behind. So let it go, because it's never you.
Right. I love that. Woo! That was wow, amazing story, inspiring, motivating, full of learning. Thank you for sharing those wonderful tips. I really appreciate the time. I really appreciate your story. I really love your perspective. Thank you, Marta, for spending time with me in this show. Now, Marta, you have shared a lot of things, and our listeners and viewers have learned a lot. This is the part of this podcast, of this show, that we will have fun. All right. So I call this part the creative fast talk, meaning I would ask you random questions. Now take note, myself, I don't know the questions. The team prepared this and they will give, they actually just gave me now. So I'm reading it. So these are random questions that has nothing to do with your expertise, your background, your story, and the topic. Nothing. Random questions.
I'm excited.
All right. Okay. So I want you to be sport. You can't pass. You need to answer as fast as you could. Okay. Don't spend too much time in thinking about the answer to the question. Just boom, shoot. All right.
I will do it. Okay.
All right. Ready? Let's start with I think there's parts, the categories in these questions. Let's say this is the first part. and then we go step by step to the hard part.
Yes.
Ooh, the dog is
I got
awake now.
support from my dog. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna answer with you.
All right. Let's start with a question. What is something that cheers you up?
My dogs.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
or any kind of animal. If I see a cow, I just go to the cow and talk to her. Really, I'm like, moo. And I
That's
love when they
that's
moo back.
scary. That's scary, you know, that's scary. And you don't know that the cow might be saying, "Hey, I don't understand you. Get lost."
Well, then it's her loss, you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Second question. What are the 3 best things about yourself?
Well, my fluffiness, you know, it's just everything surrounds me with my fluffy hair, my fluffy bags, I have here fluffy things around me.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
this is the best thing. And also, like, I'm not scared of nothing. I'm
Oof.
only scared of myself sometimes. But I also stopped to compare myself. So I'm fluffy, I'm not scared, and I stopped to compare myself with others, but I compare myself with myself. And this is the best thing I love about myself, because it motivates me to get better, to level up. And because I know, oh, this version is like, it needs an update. Just do
Right,
it.
right, right. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, nice. Third, next question. What was the weirdest thing you've done when you were a kid?
The weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there were a lot of weird things. Uh, well, once we had to collect like little frogs for the school, that we had to open them up and cut them, so we can see like their heart and veins.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. You need to
I was
dissect,
like,
right?
I was like, I can do that. And I collected all the frogs and took them home, and my mom was like, what are you doing? And and the teacher was like, also, where are the frogs gone? Because we collected them for the lesson next day, and I still had stolen them. I had
Yeah.
stolen them. Yeah, yeah. And I gave them names, and I was really connected with them. And
Good, good. Next is coffee or tea?
both. Both, you know, coffee like in the morning and tea in the evening to digest and
Right, right.
cool down and
Mm.
calm down your nerves. So I'm totally both.
All right. Cell phone or car?
Cell phone.
All
You
right,
know,
okay.
I didn't have the permission until I was 24. So
Wow.
I was
Wow.
scared of the streets and the people that were driving around. I'm
Right,
like,
right.
you crazy people in cars, you are crazy without cars.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Next, Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube, definitely YouTube, because I'm a tutorial junkie addict.
Yeah. All right, next. Toothbrush or tissue?
Well, toothbrush. I had a gear for 7 years so I need to clean that teeth
Right, right,
because
right.
yeah, it's
All right. Last question for the easy part. All right.
yes.
What is your personality type?
An extrovertal introvert. How do you say?
Wow, yeah, yeah. That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah. So I love to be alone by
Mm-hmm.
myself, but when I'm in a group, I'm like super extroverted. I love to party. I love to
Ah,
talk.
right,
But
right.
then I need my space for myself, and I never get bored when I'm alone. You can put me in a room for 1 week and I'm like happy.
All right. Okay. So here we get we get a bit more not deep, but a different feel of the questions. All right, but still very
Yes.
easy. Okay. What was the craziest or weirdest food you ate so
Well,
far?
I since December 2019,
Mm.
I'm became vegan. Well, fully
Ooh.
plant-based.
Right.
I was super carnivore before,
Mm-hmm.
Polish dishes are heavy. It's
Yeah.
like meat with meat sauce on meat.
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
uh, and I had to challenge myself with cooking, finding my new way. And I did a watermelon steak. And it was so weird because it's something you need dehydrate the watermelon and marinate it overnight. And I give it to my carnivores friends and they were like, but it's savory and sweet. It's so confusing. But it was a nice alternative, but
Mm-hmm.
it's weird for the mind,
Right, right. Okay. Next. Are you a good liar?
I used to be a good liar because I lied a lot of on my mom. I must be honest now because I was like I go there and I went there, and my mother was really strict. She wanted me to be the best student,
Mm.
and I wanted to be both, like the cool, not only the nerd, and please her. So
Right.
then I was a good liar, but I realized it's so complicated to have
Exactly.
all the lies in your head. So
Right.
no, now I'm not a good liar anymore. I'm maybe too good and too honest. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's also not that good. Just like shut up.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Next. Are you a clean or a messy person?
This is like it depends in what, I'm a I'm a clean person when it depends on my business, my
Of
stuff, or my
course, yeah.
organization, everything
Mm.
that. But around me, it can be a creative chaos. And I'm working on that because I realized the more organized my stuff is, the more productive I am.
Mm-hmm.
But this came now with the years. So I'm learning to be more organized in the rooms where I live. So you see, I have now a nice bookshelf
Yeah.
there, and I bought more bookshelves just to have a clear structure and not a cluttered
Right, right, right.
environment. Yeah.
Okay. Next. Dun, 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 dun. This is the last part. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Choose night or day.
Oh, I'm totally a night person.
Right, okay.
Night owl, always till mornings, no limits. I
All right, okay.
sometimes I'm like I have to go to sleep, and yeah, then it's
All
four
right.
o'clock.
All right. Lights on or lights off?
Lights on.
Okay, okay. Next. Neck or lips?
Oh, yeah, neck. Oh, neck. Yeah, neck massage, neck everything.
All right,
Neck
okay, okay.
kisses. Yeah.
Sex or chocolates?
Sex. Doesn't matter. Chocolate.
How many,
You.
how many, all right, how many pillows do you sleep with?
Wow, that's hard. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That that almost 10.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. All right. Last question. Have you ever had a secret admirer?
I yes, I think so.
And what
Yes,
did and
yes.
what did you do when you figured out?
Well, eventually we became a couple.
That's a love story.
Yeah, but
All
we
right.
then broke up. Yeah,
Oh,
but now
it's
I'm super
okay.
single.
Yeah, it's
It's
okay. It's
okay.
okay. Follow-up question to wrap it all up. All right. If you have the power to bring back a person back from the living, who would it be and why? A dead
Uh,
person back into living. Who would it be and why? Anybody.
well, oh, I think uh, uh, a person that lived in the era of the Mayas.
Oh,
I don't mind
wow.
who, but
Yeah.
an important person that could explain me a lot how it was working there, because I love the Mayan culture. I live with
Ah,
the calendar of them, the
yeah,
moon
yeah,
calendar,
yeah.
not the Gregorian calendar. So
Mm,
I'm really into these vibrations,
mm,
and
yeah.
I would really love to talk with somebody from them.
All
Okay.
right. Wow. So thank you, Marta, for that, having fun. Because the goal of that part is actually to show the people that, yes, we are coaches and we talk about business, we do coaching, we help people, but also we're human beings. And
Yes.
sometimes just being simple, like what we said, we don't overcomplicate things. We just want to have fun, talk about silly questions, acting
Mm-hmm.
silly, and just being just having a good time. So thank you, Marta, for spending a wonderful time with us, being such a good sport, answering those weird questions.
It was
Thank you.
fun. I love
Yes,
that. I
of course.
love that.
Thank you. Thank you. Marta, feel free to promote your social media accounts, or if you have projects, upcoming releases, feel free to promote anything.
Well, you can find me on Instagram on Fluffy Focus Mind. It's super easy, everything together. And I've got also, well, you can find me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, with always Fluffy Focus Mind. I keep it simple. Yeah. Yeah, in the
Marta.
next open for free calls. Come to me, DM me, like text me. And projects will be like creating also a free ebook for the people, like how
Mar-
to find your own fluffiness, you know,
Marta, hello.
because
Still
this is
there?
important. Continue to grow the mindset journey. Yes, can you hear me?
I think
Hello,
you.
hello,
I think
hello.
the connection was. I lost you there for a moment. Hello.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah. No, I was hearing you very clear, but the video just stopped. So let's start with
Okay,
the
maybe too much
promoting.
energy.
No, no, no. Let's start with the promoting stuff again. Okay. On three, two, one.
Okay.
Hi, Marta. Feel free to promote anything, your social media accounts, anything, your projects. Feel free to promote it.
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook with Fluffy Focus Mind. It's super easy. I keep it simple. And yeah, the next in the next week, I'm looking for two people that want a free coaching call with me. So if you want to level up and change your mindset for the better, text Jen, and we're ready, and text me. We are all connected, so just get in touch, be brave, be courageous, and I'm here for you and happy to get you know. Yeah. And
Wow, thank you.
yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
also creating a new ebook for you, like finding your inner fluffiness.
Mm.
So maybe that's gonna be something for you.
Wow, thank you, Marta. Again, thank you so much for spending time. I know you are very busy, your schedule's so tight. Thank you for spending time and having a wonderful conversation with me here at the Creative Talk podcast. Continue to be a blessing, continue to be a beacon of light, reaching out to people, helping people, and being such an inspiration. Thank you, Marta. And again, guys, this is the Creative Talk. You can find us at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, IGTV, and YouTube. Feel free to check out Marta in her IG account and all her releases. Thank you guys for being with us in this wonderful episode with Marta. Thank you. Peace. This is the
And
Creative
thank you,
Talk.
Jen. Bye.
Bye.